Hey everybody, Hazix here to talk about Another. Another is an anime that I recently finished, and I have a lot of things to say about it, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so I started watching Another back in 6th grade, around the time I first started watching anime. A little bit after, but around the same time. And anyway, so I saw the first two episodes, right? And for some reason, I don't know why, I didn't really have a good reason. I just never watched any more episodes. But I always thought that those two episodes were pretty decent, and over time, as time went on until current day, I started thinking those two episodes were just better and better than how they actually were. And so I decided to watch the show, but because of what happened with Darling in the Franxx, where I had it on hold for a year or so, and then watched the next episode, and then just decided I didn't care about the plot and just dropped it, I decided to actually go back to the beginning of Another and watch it from beginning to end instead of going where I dropped off so that I could properly care about what's going on. Which made for a very strange experience. So basically, Another is a horror anime, and back in 6th grade, there would be these like certain scenes where I was like, "Ooh, I'm about to get jump scared," or "There's gonna be a ghost that comes out of nowhere and starts killing people," and stuff. And that was basically the center point of my fear watching the show. But after watching it more recently, or more specifically those two episodes, I thought to myself, "This is really weird because I'm not scared for those two reasons." In all these situations, it's not like I'm gonna be jump scared or the other thing. It's like I was just afraid for the character, like I didn't know what was going on, and that's what gave me my fear in those couple of episodes. So that is just really weird seeing those two episodes of Another from those two different perspectives. It was surreal, I have to say. And other than that, I guess I'll start explaining the plot. Now, I'm gonna do this in two different ways. The first way is going to be spoiler free, and the second way is going to have spoilers. Actually, no, flip that around. The first version's gonna have spoilers, second version's gonna not have spoilers. So if you want to see the spoiler free version, go to the no, go to this timestamp right now. Okay? Alright, we're good. Okay, so for those of you who want spoilers, or maybe you've already seen the show, just want to see what I have to say about it. That's not a good segue. Okay, basically, we start off with my boy Koichi. No, that's the wrong Koichi. Yeah, this Koichi. He wakes up in a hospital, and we find out he has a collapsed lung, except this is not important to the story. He just has collapsed lung because he's weak. No, actually, apparently it's hereditary in his family. Anyway, so he's staying with his grandparents while his dad is in India. And we find this out when he gets a phone call from his dad. No, again, that's the wrong person. That's not even that Koichi's dad either. Yeah, okay, that's better. So, Koichi's staying at his parents' place, not his parents, his grandparents' place. I think it is. Anyway, so he was at the hospital at first. He was approached by the student council. Maybe not not student council, just the people that mattered. Anyway, so they're all like, oh, hey Koichi, except it's a horror anime, so they have to be a lot more serious. They're like, hello Koichi, you're gonna be our new student, we hear. It is nice to meet you, Koichi. And he's like, oh, yes, yeah, it's so nice. Thank you for coming to the hospital, stuff like that. And basically, that's the dynamic. So they're acting all mysterious, and Koichi just has no idea what's going on. So then there's his aunt, who's a person. She exists, and yeah. So then he goes to school. Oh right, there's something I did not know, or well, I forgot about up until the very end. His aunt is also the assistant teacher in his class, which is the 9th grade 3A. 3A. I don't know. Class 3. Yeah. Class 3. He's in class 3 of ninth grade. Yeah. Basically, there's a curse in this class. Yeah, and it's complicated, to say the least. Basically, there's an extra person. People have to act like one of the people there don't exist. Excuse me. The people there have to act like one of them does not exist to make up for the fact that they have an extra student, and if they don't do that, then people, at least one person, will start mysteriously dying each month. And basically, they already started doing that. They already explained to it before the summer, so they knew what to do. And then Koichi comes in at a later period of time, and at this point they just can't talk about it because that would defeat the whole point. So he sees this girl, and then he keeps talking to her, and he's like, are you a ghost? And she's like, no. So then he's going around like, hey, what's the deal with her? And they're like, whatever are you talking about, Koichi? And he's just not okay with this. So he gets kind of rowdy, starts yelling at people. He's like, hey, tell me what the deal is. So basically one of them's like, you know what, it is kind of unfair that we haven't explained this to you. So he's like, the deal with Misaki's and then has a heart attack and dies. It was pretty crazy, to say the least. They're all sad about it. And then goes on, another person dies, if I'm not mistaken. It's this death here. And then so it was either at this point or after another death. I just know the next death is this one. But basically, the students decide that they should just they should just act like Koichi doesn't exist either. That way things should work out. Well, over the past few episodes, Koichi and Misaki have been getting kind of close. Not like that close, but like, you know, just like close. And so, well, one day he's in class. Now both of them are presumably non-existent to the people of class 3. And then this happens.
Misaki!
That scene hurt to watch because it was nice seeing Misaki all happy and stuff, just like, smiling and stuff like that. And then we find out that, and then, well, sorry, no, as you saw, he was just daydreaming. That hurt, man. That just hurt. And then you see him look back towards Misaki, but then there's this one kid who was looking at Koichi, and Koichi makes eye contact with him. And then the other kid's just like, and it's like, haha, caught you. um, they go on to find out that acting like Koichi and Misaki doesn't exist is not working. They do a little investigating, find out stuff, and before they start investigating, at this point, this the show was like, it was all right. Like, it basically at this point it was a 6 out of 10. Like, it wasn't bad at all. It was slightly captivating. Just like not really anything that much special. But then they start doing some investigating, and they find out some stuff. They get more info. They find out, like, there's one specific person that they have to find who it is, and they have to kill that person. If that person doesn't die, then the curse will keep happening. So, after hearing in this one, this one videotape, no, it was just audio, cassette tape, yeah. It was not completely sure if it was cassette tape or not. Anyway, in the cassette tape, this guy says that they went up to this one temple in his class 3 years. The guy in the recording, in his class 3, they went up to a temple to go pray to the gods, ask them for help with this, which did not work. This is the result of that happening. I remember when. Yeah, pretty crazy, right? Yeah, it is. But after a little bit, he gets into a fist fight with another class member for whatever reason. Anyway, he just punches this guy so hard, and the guy just he kind of just falls back. He falls over, gets impaled by the tree, and now he's just like, oh no. I'm consequences. Anyway, he runs back, and he kind of just tries to act like it doesn't exist. Day goes by. He goes back into the forest, and he sees that the guy's body is just gone. And it was like, wow, dang, it's crazy. Yeah, so he went back to the the place that they were staying. He's like, hey, do you guys remember this person? None of them have remembered whoever it was that he killed. And then the curse just stopped at that point. So then they found out if you kill one specific person, the curse is just over. And now I may have skipped over something important. The beach episode. How I love the beach episode. It was such a great escape from all the problems that the characters had to deal with this whole time. It's just nice. You got to see everybody in a nice mood. It's crazy. They're all playing games, having fun. It's pretty chill and nice. It was a very nice break from the whole dynamic that was going on. But then this happened. This death hit different. It. Mm. I like the rest of the episode. Someone could die and then be like, wow, okay, okay, because like you just see that coming. It's still death, but like, what do you expect? It's the thing. But in this episode, they had left town. The curse wasn't supposed to affect them anymore. They're all like relaxed, having good time, and then bam, death. And it was it it that hit hard. That one hit hard. But okay, back to the present day. Their class is at the temple. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They all figure out the whole we have to kill one of our friends things. Basically, they all think it's Misaki because they find out that there are two different Misakis. One who had lost her eye at the age of 4, that's the one we know and love. And there was another one that was in one of their classes when they were younger, who I guess looked like her, but hadn't lost her eye. And I forgot, like, she moved away or something. I don't really remember that detail. But anyway, they all think this Misaki is the imposter, we'll say, because, you know, the stories don't line up if they were supposed to be the same person, even though we know they're not. And so they all go to kill her. And then Koichi and Misaki are basically just in the whole thing of trying to not die while the rest of them kill. And basically we just get a whole montage of like, not a montage, but it might as well have just been a montage of deaths. And then we find out that it was Koichi's aunt, the woman who's the assistant teacher of the class, who was the extra. Apparently, none of the other classes had an assistant teacher, and the extra desk of the class was not in the class. They had the right amount of desks in the classroom. The extra chair was in the faculty lounge. Now, I forgot the whole correlation between the fact that the assistant teacher was someone who existed and Koichi's aunt was a person. And, like, they explained it in such a perfect way that it hit me hard, but it doesn't sound like it was, like, condescending at all to the other viewers. So I thought that was amazing. Yeah, but basically they're all like, oh, the curse is over now. They go back to their normal lives, and there's still people in the class, and I'm left there thinking to myself, there's still people left in this class who aren't dead? I thought they were just finished being killed through. But luckily, no. So yeah, they're all still alive. Yeah. And then we kind of just get left on the thing where Koichi's kind of just like, hey Misaki, you have a phone? She's like, nah. Phones are for followers. And then he's like, oh. Is there some way I could contact you? She's like, yeah. Sometimes. And he's like, okay, cool, see ya. And then it kind of just ends there. And, ooh, my God. That last episode hit so hard. And the whole series, I'm not going to say it was perfect because it wasn't perfect, but it was definitely outstanding. I love Another so much. I give it 8 out of 10 in total. So there's that. Yeah. Alright, now for the non-spoiler free version. Hey, so you came for the non-spoiler version of this, right? Okay. I have to get through this. We start off with my boy Koichi. No, that's the wrong Koichi. Yeah, this Koichi. He wakes up in a hospital, and we find out he has a collapsed lung, except this is not important to the story. He just has collapsed lung because he's weak. No, actually, apparently it's hereditary in his family. Anyway, so he's staying with his grandparents while his dad is in India. And we find this out when he gets a phone call from his dad. No, again, that's the wrong person. That's not even that Koichi's dad either. Yeah, okay, that's better. So Koichi's staying at his parents' place, not his parents, his grandparents' place. I think it is. Anyway, so he was at the hospital at first. He was approached by the student council. Maybe not student council, just the people that mattered. Anyway, so they're all like, oh, hey, Koichi, except it's a horror anime, so they have to be a lot more serious. They're like, hello, Koichi. You're going to be our new student, we hear. It is nice to meet you, Koichi. And he's like, oh, yes, yeah, it's so nice. Thank you for coming to the hospital, stuff like that. And basically, that's the dynamic. He runs into a girl named Misaki, and she seems really mysterious, and people seem to be acting like she doesn't exist. And he doesn't know why. It turns out she's not a ghost. He has no idea why, so he wants to figure out about this. But then he finds out that it has something to do with a strange curse that's been going on in that specific class for decades, basically. So he has to go find out what the heck that's all about. And after numerous deaths caused by this curse, things happen. But my guy, at the end, bro, there is such a cliffhanger. Not a cliffhanger, sorry, no. Another wouldn't dare have a cliffhanger. I mean, that might be a cliffhanger, but other than the maybe cliffhanger, which I'm pretty sure is not a thing, there's a plot twist in the final episode, and it is wild, my guy. It is wild. I really suggest watching another. I gave it 8 out of 10 after several episodes, like 6 out of 10. But then after you get all the way through 12 episodes, my guy, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, okay? Right. Yeah, dang. I really love another. It hits really hard. There's a beach episode, so you know that's important. Yeah. Okay, yeah, 8 out of 10. Alright, guys. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and see you next time. Bye!